testen wir das einfach mal. Yeah, well, hello everyone. From the woods, I now have a microphone, which means I can talk to the camera, which is standing way far away from me. And another day in the life of an unemployed photographer. And besides reworking my website yet again and relaunching, or working on the relaunch of my old clothing brand with political messages, I'm always outside here and walking with my little cute dog. With my cute dog, yes. And probably talk about photography things nobody cares about in this world other than maybe James Popsies and me and people following James Popsies, because 16:9 crop, and what better place to talk about 16:9 crop than in such an cinematic environment. Am I right? Yeah. Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you see, my workplace renovation is actually in a good process. The studio renovation is going forward. Like, I can sit here and talk to a camera. I still like some decoration and fine-tuning and everything else and stuff back here. But the Live Love Love cup is back. And I now have, for decoration purpose, like a cheap IKEA $1 Monstera sitting here for decoration purpose. Not what I was planning to talk about, to be honest. Today I talk about a really simple thing, and that's actually 16:9 crop. Let's go head into it. Haben Sie kommen? Kommen Sie to me? I'm actually one of those persons who is talking about the weather. So boring. But there's actually some sun coming out, which is nice. The weather lately was pretty wild. Snow, rain, sun. -5 degrees, plus 13. But I used the free time I have at the moment a lot to go on photo walks, no matter what weather is. And lately I was on a photo walk even with a friend of mine who's starting photography. She's very talented, to be honest. You definitely have to check her out. And yeah, a thing I noticed while going way more out lately doing photography again is like that I do have a lot of work to do with my cinematography and not so much learning into my photography. Because I noticed like I'm very often hybrid shooting. Like today I'm taking photos and then taking videos, and I have to say my love for photography and videography is like at the moment probably 70% photography and 30% cinematography. But with the 16:9 crop now, they do come nearer to each other. Never, like 16:9 is never, so they come nearer. Such a bad joke. Yeah, a nice experience so far. Like, yet again, constraints. I like them, like black and white only, and now 16:9 only. Yeah, I like it so far, and such a nice scenery today. Do you know it's Sunday and I'm just talking without a point? With like, yeah, it's like that. Sometimes days are like this. So, recently I switched up the ratio I post photos, I edit photos in from like 3:2 or even 5:4 because of Instagram to 16:9. It's not the most unusual thing to do, to be honest, but I got inspired by James Popsies, who's trying out like a postcard format and stuff like this. I want to break it down to you why I do this and why I think it does actually make a lot of sense, especially for shooting in black and white. So now we actually come to the practical part of this video where I actually explain what I do. I took a lot of photos lately, as you see here. I shouldn't only show pictures, maybe I should also explain what I do and maybe documenting the process of taking a photo. Basic setup, we have a Canon R8 with a Canon FD on an adapter from Canon EOS R to FD. At the moment I'm using FD Canon lenses. Here a 50mm f1.4 SSC. I set my ISO basically to 400 today. I usually have like a fixed ISO because I'm getting more and more into film photography, but film photography is pretty expensive nowadays, so I tried to replicate it kind of with the digital camera, and that's why I use the setup at the moment. I will go much more into detail on that in a different video, but now to the shot. We have the sun here, straight to the trees. Lovely setup. I usually come here. It's the local forest. Nice scenery, just to practice some photography. I'm probably going to f11 ISO 400, maybe a let's say 320 for a second, and manual focusing with f11. Pretty much everything should be in focus. And now you see the raw picture. Now you see the edited picture with one of my black and white presets, and now you see the cropped version, and it makes this pretty boring scenery actually look really cool, to be honest. Yeah, simply as that. You have the pathway, you have the trees, sun coming from the side, quite nice scenery. It's as easy as that, sometimes. Yeah, no witchcraft. The first reason is simple. 16 to 9 just feels more cinematic. We're used to seeing 16 by 9 everywhere. YouTube, Netflix, TV, basically all modern video formats. So when you frame a photo in 16 to 9, it instantly feels wider, more immersive and more like a scene instead of just a snapshot. It forces you to think horizontally in this world where a lot of content is vertically. You start paying more attention to layers, foreground elements, negative space, and storytelling across the frame. It feels intentional. And in my opinion, it actually simplifies composition. Because if I'm outdoors or have a shooting or something like this, and I switch between video and photo a lot, I don't have to rethink compositions again and again and again because they are matching. And you take a little bit away from the space you have on the sensor, and usually you have like this 3:2 like my Canon R8 here, and yeah, I have a little bit more room to play with. Like, especially now as I shoot this 1 year black and white, it's another constraint for me to work with, and for me this helps a lot because it forces me to do things more intentionally. So we are now on the way home from our little photo trip, and yeah, some people might say you only crop because you have bad composition. Maybe. But I think, in photography there are so many opinions out there. Let me have mine. Let sometimes people have their opinion about photography. It's not too bad. I hope the sound with the wind is okay. And yes. What I would say is like, you nowadays have like so highly engineered sensors on digital cameras, and even with film photography there is so much space there's so much megapixels in the scans, in the digital pictures, that clumsy. Oh, I think he has to poop. A little bit of cropping isn't hurting the image quality too much. I mean, there are so many videos on Instagram with like, your camera is 24 megapixels, now crop in like such a frame from such a picture. So I think we can work with it. I think there is enough data to work with. And yes, I mean, who remembers this weird Instagram crop? That was weird. That was just a weird take. So goodbye. Back into the studio. I now go home with my little dog. Clumsy. Clumsy. Come see here. Come on here. Clumsy. Yeah, that's the main way. Yes, there are occasions where I don't use the 16:9 crop, like jobs. Not every job I do photography-wise requires a 16:9 crop. It's like more what the client wants to have. Thing where maybe the height is part of the story, like buildings and stuff like that, like where you actually need even tighter crop, or like a vertically crop or something like this. But the usual things I shoot is 16:9 crops comes in handy, like landscapes, like environmental portraits. That's such a difficult word to say, man. Street photography, street scenes. It makes ordinary life look cool. And gives it that buzzword cinematic vibes. And another buzzword there probably is like yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm using a 16:9 crop at the moment. It's not a trend thing, it's more like my personal preference at the moment. More like I want to encourage you maybe to try out different crops from time to time. Like you can actually work a lot with that, compositions and stuff like that. It's not really a hack, like it's not the most secret tip ever. If the style fits your image, why not trying it? I think we all should try more stuff out, shouldn't we? Like we should be even a little bit more open to like creative choices. And yeah, maybe try it for a week. Maybe in 1 week I try a completely different thing. Maybe I should vertically again everything because of social media pressure. I don't know. And I just wanted to show more pictures actually on this channel. Yeah, if you enjoyed this and want more like photography breakdowns or talking about real life situations and things like this, let me know in the comments or in other ways, and I will see you in the next one. You can like, comment and or subscribe if you want to. Until the next video, goodbye. And I definitely have to hang on like a lot of this stuff on the wall, and maybe a blue background here. Red, blue, I don't know if this harmonizes, but like a backdrop here, like for portraits and stuff like this. Maybe here. And maybe find a better place for my Monstera. Yo!